What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a while since I've posted last, but a lot of things have been going. Plus I work 2 jobs and I'm pregnant, 7 months. But here we are today, reminded of something very special, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I hope that you enjoy this and that it comforts you and encourages you. There's so many things nowadays that are going on, and it's crazy left and right. And it's easy to think that, you know, where's God in all this, and well, God has forgotten us. There's so many people who are dying, especially from this virus. It's easy to just think and blame God for everything, you know, but it's not true. You know, there's a reason for everything that's happening, and it's good to stay alert, it's good to stay aware, and it's good to not lose faith and not lose hope in God. Like I said in the beginning, many times when it's easy for us, when there's things going on in our life, to just right away, you know, think and be led by our emotions and feelings and the surroundings, and just think, you know, oh, I just can't take it anymore. There's so many bad news everywhere. I feel like my back is against the wall. I feel like you know, I'm just up to here with everything that's going on, that's happening around me. I got so many bills that, you know, I have to catch up with. I have people left and right who don't like me, who make up stuff about me. I have health issues. It's just so much to handle, and I know we all go through that. I go through that many times. But it all depends. Stuff like that in life we can't control. You know, you just cannot control. There's a certain amount of things that happen to us that we can control, but then there's a majority of it that we cannot control. The only thing we can control is how we react toward them, how we let it affect us, because ultimately things that happen to us will have some type of effect or impact in our emotional life, in our mental, in our soul. It will affect our heart, it will affect our feelings, it will affect our perspective. And I know you all know this, but I'm just here to remind you that we all just need to just find time just to keep calm and remember that no matter what comes our way, you know, no matter what hits us, we need to have a foundation of being calm and stable, a foundation where we're gonna hold on to and not be shaken every time things happen to us, and not react and overreact every time things happen, you know. And the example I'm taking is a house. You know, we know in the Bible that it talks about when are we supposed to build a house, and it's definitely not when there's a storm, or when there is rain, or there's calamity or something, you know, happening. You build a house when it's a nice weather, because that's when you can build. You probably know that many workers don't work through rain or through a storm or through bad weather. People who are experienced constructors or engineers, they think and they come up with a plan, and to build this house, they will build it in a time when it's good weather, when it's convenient to them, in a time when it's gonna allow them to work toward building this place. And they're gonna look for the best ground. They're gonna investigate the ground. They're going to test the area. They're going to go through so many tests, you know, whether it's irrigation, whether it's the right spot. Is it close to the water? Is it not? You know, is the ground going to fall? You know, all those things have to be taken in consideration prior to starting to build a house, prior to having a foundation, because the foundation is the main thing that's going to hold the house. You know, whether you choose to dig a big hole and you know, make a foundation out of cement and or not, whatever type of house you build, whether it's with brick or wood, where I come from, we use bricks, you know, you are still going to need a very solid, strong foundation. And so is with us in our lives. And if we do not have a solid, strong foundation where we're going to hold on to, where our life is going to be rooted, you know, into whatever comes our way, it's just, you know, we're just going to be like this piece of tissue, and everything that comes our way, it's going to just flap us around, hit us, just like that. You know, we're going to just always be struggling, and we're always going to be just having a hard time standing on our feet. It's always going to feel like our backs are against the wall. I've been there many times. However, since I have accepted Jesus in my heart, and I have allowed him to build my life in him and his word, everything, my life has been stronger. And when things happen in life, don't get me wrong, I do react, but I don't stay there. I always try to look at a different perspective. What am I going to learn from this? I don't remain like that. I don't just sit there and cry and condemn myself and condemn the people that do me wrong, or just condemn God and just say, this just always happens to me. Oh, I'm bound to trouble. I'm bound to this. I'm always going to be in debt. Or no, I don't sit and do that anymore. You know why? Because my foundation of my life, it's not in something that's wavering. It's not in something that's not strong. My foundation is in Christ. My foundation is in Jesus. My foundation, my life is in him. And so the more and the more I grow in him, the more I spend time with him and the word, the stronger I will be to face anything that comes toward me. And it's the same, it will be the same for you if you put your faith in your life. If you choose Jesus as the foundation of your life, of your house, because like I said in the beginning, we cannot control or choose what comes our way. You know, we can only control and choose how we let it affect us. Because when these things happen, it will happen in our life. It will affect our attitude. It will affect how it will affect our joy. You know, sometimes you could be at work and someone could say something bad about you, or always give you a mean look, or always just do little things here and there to annoy you, and they do that constantly because they want to see how you react. You need to learn to be smart and stay calm, because that's how you fight every battle in your life. You need to stay smart and calm. You know, just don't let that person rob your joy, rob your strength, because in the end, your joy is your strength. If you lose that, if you lose your calm, you lose your attitude, you will lose everything. And when we choose to remain calm during those situations in our life, we will keep growing and growing. And sometimes you might think, I have this question all the time. Sometimes I'm thinking like, okay, so I passed this one, then, you know, hopefully for a week I'll be good. No one will attack me, or nothing will attack me, or nothing will happen. And trust me, things will sometimes get worse before they get better. And it's true when they say that. But you just have to keep remaining calm, and keep your connection with God open, your communication with God open. Keep staying in touch with God, and ask for him to give you strength to go through all this. Like for me, I had a goal for January, February, and March, and I had reached it by the January, February. I had reached my goal for a certain thing that I wanted to have by the end of the month, and I reached it. But then let me tell you something, within that day where I was kind of celebrating within inside of me that I've been faithful and I've been good and I've been I've reached my goal finally, something just happened, just out of blue, and my whole plan, my whole goal, just not whole of it, but not all of it, but just half of it was just destroyed, scattered, and I was devastated. You know, I felt defeated, and I was like, oh, okay, God, you know, I realized that I cannot go, even though sometimes you think you can go longer in your strength in reaching your goals or doing something that you think you could do, and you don't really need God, because you know, sometimes we just need God when things are going so bad in our life, and that's when we call on him, and that's wrong. That's not the way we should be or go. But for me, it was a reminder that I needed to ask God, even for something that I think I could do it, you know, and that it's my responsibility. I still was reminded that, you know, yes, stuff like this will happen, but you still need to keep trusting me, and you still need to keep relying on my strength, relying on God to help you. Even if you know you could do it, even if you know that math is easy for you and it's fine, you're gonna pass that test, it's still good to remind yourself that you need to rely on God to help you. We need to rely on his strength, on his guidance. Or you want to buy a car, you want to buy a house, you think you have the money, you think you have the means, so you don't really think about giving it so much importance about praying, because you know that you can do it, you can afford it. But I say that I'm reminded every single time that God wants us to rely on him for every single thing, whether we know that we can do it and we don't really need his help that much, or whether we don't, because we're always going to need God. So it doesn't really matter what comes our way, you know. At the end of the day, what matters is how we let it affect us, because it will affect us one way or the other. But how we respond and how we react and how we let it affect us, it will determine the course of our direction. It will determine whether we move on and progress and get over and get better, or whether we remain at the same spot and we become bitter, we become angry, we lose faith, we lose hope, and that's not the state you want to be. You know, the state you want to be is you know, I'm an overcomer through Jesus. I can do this, I can do this, he's my strength, I'm going to get better, I'm going to pass this test, I'm going to move forward. Life, bring it on. But I have my foundation is built in Jesus, and I can make it with him and through him. But if you think that you can do it in your head, you're in for a big surprise. And whether you want to admit it or not, because sometimes we have so much pride we don't want to admit it. I know I go through that a lot. I have no shame in admitting it. But the best part is admitting it and realizing it, acknowledging that I can't do this without you, God. And I had to do that this past week too, when things happen. You know, it happened something here in our house, and I was like, God, I can't do this without you. I can't. I just thought I could, but I'm just like dragging my feet. I can't. I need your strength. I need you to keep pouring into me, and I acknowledge you that without you I can't do it. So when you do that, then God can work in you and open ways and open doors for you to move forward. So I hope you found this message encouraging, uplifting, and this reminder, or I hope that this reminds you what's really important, and as far as where your foundation should be laid first, and in whom, and where you should hold on to, not just when your back is against the wall, not just when your bills are piled up, not just when life is just it's just being so nasty to you and others, but every single situation, every single day. Remind yourself that I have God, I have Jesus, I have hope. My strength, my hope is in Him. Remind yourself every day and voice it. Say it out loud. Don't just say it in your head, because you need the spirits, and then you need the enemy around you to hear that. You need him to hear it, that you're built, you as a house, as a person, you're built in Jesus. The foundation of your house is in Him, and He needs to hear that every time, and you need to hear it, so you so your faith grows, so your faith and your strength grows in Him, in Jesus. So I'm gonna go pick up my daughter right now. She comes in like 10-15 minutes. I just made lunch. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry that it's so long, but if you do enjoy it and find it encouraging, I hope that you share it. Sharing is caring. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell button. This way you are notified every time I upload. Again, I apologize for not uploading for so long. I have so much on my plate, so many things, so many goals that I'm trying to reach, and sometimes it's hard, because I do enjoy this. I do enjoy encouraging people, but sometimes, like I said, we let life kind of engulf us, and we're like, oh my God, I can't. No one asks anything from me right now. I'm barely swimming myself out of this water. But when I do get reminded, and every day I am, it's just sometimes we have to prioritize things in life, especially things that are current and they need our attention the most. So I'm gonna end up talking here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. I will see you guys on my next video. Be blessed. Bye.